Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's another crochet journal video for October. It is this month, September. I feel like went by the fastest of any month this year, but I had a good month, so I'm not complaining. So without further ado, let's get into this video. I'm going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to be doing, of course, a regular journal setup, and then I'm going to show you how to do a fun little bonus. So let's get into this. Okay, so of course, as usual, you're going to need your crochet journal. You're also going to need some pins, some markers, and then for our extra project, you're going to need some photos printed out on paper, pretty small, not hugely small, but small enough. And you're going to want to print off a good bit of them, of anything you want, just things that inspire you. And I got all of my pictures from Pinterest because that is what this is going to be about. So first we're going to start with our cover page, and this month we are going to be doing a book cover page. So go ahead and get into your fresh page, and now we're going to get started. You're also going to need a pencil, and also if you can hear anything in the background, some banging, that is my brother. He's leatherworking right now. So to get started, you're going to need some sort of a flat surface to use as a tracing tool. Just going to use a book, that's what I have on hand. And you're going to draw 5 lines on your paper. So go ahead and draw your first line. About right there. Go down a bit and draw another line. 2. Go down a bit, draw your next one. Down a bit, draw another one, and then one last one, and you should have 5 lines spaced like that. And next you're going to go ahead and grab a flat surface again, and you're going to make your line a bit thicker. Okay, so I'm just going to make the line, I'm going to say it's about 1/4 of an inch. So it should look like that. And you're going to do that for all 5 of the lines. This is just creating our bookshelves. So draw your lines, and this is what it should look like after you have finished that part. So next we're going to go ahead and start drawing in the rest of our things. Okay, starting in your top left hand corner, we're going to first draw a couple books. So all you need to do for books is just draw 2 lines like this. And then you'll go ahead and in between those 2 lines, you're just going to draw a little curve. So this is what it should look like. Don't connect the curve. You're going to draw 2 more lines. Just like this. And that's what that one right there should look like. That's going to be a book facing the wrong direction, because I think that looks kind of cool. Okay, right next to it, you're going to go ahead and draw another curved line. Just like that. And bring that all the way down. And you're going to draw one line a bit close to the bottom. Like that. And then you're going to draw an oval on the book. So there is your 2 books. And then next I'm going to draw a cup full of pins. So draw a slanted line, and then you're going to come over and draw another slanted line. Just like that. Go ahead and connect that. Just like that. And then out of that, you don't have to do this part now. I'm just going to do it to sketch it in. You can go ahead and draw things coming out of it. I'm going to draw a couple pencils, just like that. And I'm also going to draw some crochet hooks because this is a crochet journal. Okay, now moving on, we're going to have a little stack of books right here. So draw 1 line right here and 1 line right here, and then connect that line ahead, one more line right there. And then for this, instead of doing an oval like we did right here on this book, we're going to be drawing a diamond shape. So, just like that. And then on top of it, and a little bit off-centered, you're going to draw one line right here. We'll make this one a bit thicker. And you're going to bring it over and slightly overhang it off of this book, just like that. And then I'm going to draw some lines on it. And it should look like this. Okay, now up on top we're going to draw one more, and this time it's going to overhang on this side, and it's going to be a pretty thin book. And we're going to bring it all the way over to right there. And we're not going to draw anything on that. Okay, so next we're going to draw, I think this is a candle. I think that's what it is. So we're going to go ahead, just draw two lines, connect them, and then draw a little bit of a wavy line right there. And then do the same thing on the other side, and then connect that. That's going to make the jar lid. And go ahead and draw the label. And that's all we're going to do on that before we are going to do more on it later when we do the coloring in. Okay, so next we're going to draw 3 books right here. So go ahead, come over right here, and we're going to do basically the same thing we did over here with this book. That's open, just over here. And we're going to make it, let's do it this tall, and take it down, and just draw it like this, and do the curved line in the middle, and then do that same curved line on the bottom. That's something I forgot to mention. On this side, you're going to want to do a slightly curved line at the bottom. Okay, now that we have that one, we're going to go ahead and draw a thinner book right here. And this one is going to have another oval and 2 lines. And then we're going to draw this one right here. A big line right here, big line right here. Then we're just going to do X on it, like that. And then we're going to do another double line right there. Draw a line down here, connect the two, draw a rectangular square, come over, draw another line, do a diamond on this one, and draw a big line right there, and do an X on that. And just for kicks and giggles, we're going to do one more book right here. And that one's just going to be plain. Okay, so there is our first shelf of the bookshelf completely done. Well, not completely done, but done for right now. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the next shelf, which is pretty simple. We're going to start out by drawing a simple book. So just come up, draw a line down, and then we're going to come up, line over and down, and then you're going to divide that into 2 because we're going to have 2 identical books right there. And you're going to draw diamonds on those as well. Okay. Over on this book, we're going to draw 2 lines right there and 2 lines right there. And then on these books, you're going to draw 2 lines directly over. And we're going to do another open book. This one is going to be pretty tall. So you're going to draw 2 lines 2 more lines. Then you're going to connect it with a curve on the bottom and on the top. Okay, now we get to do something a little bit more fun. We're going to draw a coffee cup, or I guess a teacup. And you're going to bring it down as a taper. Bring it down as a taper on the other side. Cover a curved line. You're going to draw a line down. And then you're going to draw the tea bag. So it's triangle, 2 lines, and then connect the triangle. Then you're going to draw the handle, so it's half of a heart, and then you just thicken that, and there is your teacup. Now we're going to draw a box for the shelf. This is all in the details. It's not complicated at all, but it is in the details. So draw a long rectangle, then you're going to come out a bit and draw another thinner rectangle right there. Then you're going to go ahead and draw a curved line on the top, just like that, and then do a curved line on the bottom of these. Okay? And then you're going to draw 2 lines right here, and you're going to draw 2 lines out a bit, just like that. Okay? And then you're going to connect all of the corners with a curved line. Just like that. That should leave you with your finished box. Okay, now we're going to draw another stack of books over here. And this first book is going to be a nice thick book right there with a simple label and 1 line right here. Then we're going to draw another open book. So go ahead and draw 1 line, and then another line. The only thing you're doing differently on this is you're connecting the ends of the lines, and then you're going to draw curves just like this. Go up a bit and draw a thin book. We're going to let it overhang on either side a little bit. And you're going to draw lines all the way down. Then on top, 1 last book with 2 lines on either end. And that is your second bookshelf done. Okay? So we're coming down to the easiest page, definitely. So you're going to draw 2 lines for your first book, just like that. Make 2 lines on that book, come over a little bit and do the same sort of pattern just like that. And we're going to come all the way over here. We're going to draw another book. And this one has 2 lines just like this. And then we're going to draw a slanted book. So come down from the top of your 2 lines on an angle. And then come over here and do the same thing, but don't connect it to the bottom. You're going to connect the lines on an angle on both ends. And then you're going to do the 2 lines. Okay, and now we're going to draw the sign. So you're going to come across right here. This is kind of how we did the label on the box here, just a tad different. And you're going to come up barely before the shelf ends or starts and draw another line. Okay, and then you're going to come over and then come over, and that's what it should look like. And then you're just going to connect the corners with curves, just like you did for the box up above. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and come in a little bit on either side and then you're going to connect it all like a frame.
Right here, evidently I lost a clip, but you can see basically what I did with the 3 books that are on the shelf right there. Sorry about that.
And beside that open book, we're going to draw another book right there with 2 lines. And then we're going to draw another slanted book just like we did up here. We're going to do it right here. So just bring your line. Don't let it connect. Connect it like that. You're going to do 2 lines and a diamond. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to do another stack of books right here in the middle. So you're going to go ahead and draw one book like that. Then you're going to come up a little bit and draw just a plain book. And then we're going to do an open book right here. So draw your 2 lines. Curved. And then on top of that, we're going to draw a candle. So 2 lines and a little blob like that. And then you're going to connect it across the top. 1 little line up. And then draw a flame. Just like that. Okay, now moving over, we're going to draw a little ink well and quill. So you're going to draw this shape. So it's a line and then a curve. And then you're going to go ahead and do a little oval shape over the top of that. Now we're going to draw the feather, and this is just a line, but you do little jagged bits up and then a curve and then little jagged bits down and then 1 line in the middle. Then you're going to draw an oval on the bottom, and there's your ink well and quill. Then we're going to draw another open book. So do your 2 lines, your curved line, and then we're going to draw one last book. Well, let's go ahead and do 2 more. So we're going to do this one right here with an X on it and an oval. And then we'll do another twin set. So just 1 line and then that. And there is your 3rd shelf done. Now we're going to move, well, 4th shelf done. And now we're going to move on to the very last shelf. And this one, I want to do something really cool. So I want to add in some yarn, if I can, onto this shelf, because this is a crochet journal. So we're going to first draw the books. So we're going to draw an open book. So 2 lines and then a curve, top and bottom to connect. Then we're going to draw one more book right here with just 2 little lines. And now we're going to go ahead and draw some yarn. So you're going to first draw a square, and then you're going to draw 2 C's, basically, like that. And then you're going to draw little lines coming out from the square that you drew on both sides, just like that. And there is your first skein of yarn. Next, I'm going to go ahead and draw a basket. So, well, a box really. So we're just going to draw this shape. So a nice rectangle. And then out of it, I'm going to do a few circles and some half circles. and then draw lines on them to make it look like yarn. And then on the box itself, I'm going to write yarn. Okay, and now let's do another stack of books real quick. So we're just going to do like here with a diamond. We're going to do one up here with another rectangle in it. And then we're going to do an open-faced book. On top of that, connect it with the two. And then right beside it, we're going to draw a cute little plushie. So this month I have a pattern coming out. Let me show it to you real quick. It's for this super cute bear pumpkin, and I thought it would be cute to draw it on the shelf since it's one of the patterns. And also up here at the top on this shelf, on top of this stack of book, I'm going to draw another plushie that I designed this month. Well, technically last month, but it's for this month. And it's an apple jelly cat, and haven't added the eyes or the mouth in yet, but there will be some. And then I was thinking on some or other surface, maybe this box right here, I could add in the last one I designed, which is this cute little pumpkin jelly cat. And I'm of course going to be adding more to the bundles of these, but I thought it would be fun to include them, the ones I've already made, into this spread, since this is technically a fall bullet journal page. Okay, so starting off at the top here, we're going to do the apple first. So I'm going to sketch out the apple. So just like that, you're going to do a little curve with a curve in the middle, bring it around. And then for the feet, I'm just going to bring them out just like this. So they're little P's or R's. Okay, and then we're going to draw the stem, which is just a little curved stick, and then the leaf like that. And then we'll add the face and the mouth in when we color it. Okay, next, coming down right here, I'm going to go ahead and do the pumpkin. So for this, we're going to come up, and draw lines just like this, dipping in a little bit, and you're going to have this sort of shape. Go ahead and draw the feet again, and then we're going to draw the stem. Awesome. And yet again, we will of course add the eyes and the mouth in when I color everything. Okay, so bringing it down to the final space that we have right here, I'm going to go ahead and draw the pumpkin bear. So to do this, you're going to first do this kind of ovalish shape like this. And then you're going to do two curved lines curving in towards each other, kind of like parentheses. And then you're going to go ahead and draw the feet. So just like this. And we'll of course erase these lines once we do everything else. Then you're going to go ahead and add the head, which is just basically a circle. And then you're going to do the two ears and the arms, just like this. And then we're going to add the pumpkin hat. So just a curve on the top with a stem, and then we'll add the nose and the eyes. And there is the pumpkin bear. And we're going to go ahead and add in 2 more books. So it's just going to be a twin set, but a thinner one. And then 1 large book with a diamond. Alright, and now we are all set to add in our final details and color in this page. Okay, so now all you're going to do is go over it with ink and erase your pencil marks like I just did. And we're all set to color. So this time I'm not going to show you the process of me coloring everything in. I'm just going to color it and then y'all can pause the video and see what I did, and you can either replicate that or change it around to what you want. I am going to be deciding what I want to do for the October letters. Meanwhile, I'm just going to go ahead and color it in. So I will meet you back when it is colored in, and then y'all can pause the video and copy the coloring if you want to, or make it your own. Alright, so I just finished coloring everything in. You can pause the video here if you want to copy my coloring. So everything's pretty simple. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the October. So on a scrap piece of paper, I'm going to go ahead and just sketch out what I think I want to do. I think I want to keep it simple this month and just do a simple October. So I'm just going to sketch that in with pen, and then I'll go ahead and write 2025 since I have a bit more room. Okay, and then I'm just going to go over that with another layer of ink just to make it a bit thicker. And then final details on here is just going to be making the lines on the open books. So this part is completely optional if you don't want to do it. Completely understand. I am going to do it, however, and I'm going to be using a marker to do this part. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my marker set again, and I'm going to use the brown color on the fine tipped end, and you're just going to add little lines. So let me zoom y'all in. Okay, so you're just going to add short little lines up and down on this, on your book, just like that. And you're going to want to do that on all of your open-faced books. So just add the little lines, and this part, of course, is optional. I think it adds to the whole finished look, though. As soon as possible, please. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it for our cover page now. There is the final look, and I think it turned out pretty good. I am going to now continue on, and this month I'm not going to show y'all how to make your goals and plans page. I'm actually going to be repeating what we did in June for our page, but not right now. So if you want to do this, basically the same thing, all I'm going to switch up is the colors on here. Go ahead and watch my June crochet video. I will have it linked below, and just follow what I did for the goals and plans page. And I'm just going to do that right here, but we're actually going to skip on ahead right now, and we are going to work a double page spread, and this is where you're going to need your pictures. So how we're going to do this is you're going to go ahead and cut out your pictures, and then I will meet you back to show you what to do with your pictures once you cut them out. So go ahead and cut out your pictures, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so now that you have all of your pictures printed off and cut out, this is what we're going to be doing with them. We're going to be creating a Pinterest board in our crochet journal. So we're going to want to make sure that all of our pictures are approximately the same width. Doesn't matter about height. So you're going to take your thinnest photo. It's probably going to be this one. And then you're just going to cut it down to all of your other photos. You're going to cut down to the same width as your photo. So take your photo, go ahead and lay it on top, and then just cut it down to where it's the same width. And you're just going to do that with all of your photos. If you have some photos that don't look quite right with that, just go ahead and take those out, because this is a pretty important part of the process. So just do that with all of your photos, and then we'll come back to the next part of this. Okay, now that you have all of your photos cut out and to size, we're now going to go ahead and start placing them into your journal. So there is an option, you can round the corners of your photos before you put them in. And I'm just going to do this by placing a few of them together at a time and doing that end first. So to do that, I just put, I think, 5 together, and then I'm just going to gently round the curve. Then I'm switching the side of all the photos, making sure they're lined up, and then rounding the corners on that end. That is a completely optional part, but I like the way it looks a lot, and it gives it a finished look. So those are our first 4 pictures done with that, and you're just going to go ahead and do that with all of them if you want to do this part. As I said, it is completely optional. I just think it adds a bit of flavor to your piece. Alright, so now it's time to go ahead and lay out your pictures. So this part is probably the easiest of all the different parts. All you're going to do is have them all in a straight line. So go ahead and start laying them out. You're going to want to put them pretty close together, so you want to leave a little bit of white in between. So just lay them out like this, and then you can vary the different sizes that you put beside each other. Just have fun with it. This is a creative process, and I'm definitely going to have plenty of pictures, but just keep laying things out. And then if you want to fit one particular photo in, you can go ahead and just cut down another one of the photos in that line so you can fit the next one in. Okay, now that you have everything lined up, feel free to go ahead and mix and match everything around. So I have a few pictures that I have left over. I'm going to just go ahead and put them in the back of my book. I'll probably be doing more of these pages in the future, because this is a really good way to get a lot of photos on one page of things that you want to crochet in the future, or just things that you like. So now all you're going to do is glue everything down in the same position that you have it here on the page. This is a very simple and easy and quick way to fill up pages in your journal. If you're coming to the end of the year and you see that you don't have all of your pages filled, just go onto Pinterest, look through your boards, and see what you like. And this is an easy way to fill it up. I'm of course not wanting to fill up all of my pages, since I do use my pages quite often, but I do like having a few pages of just inspiration. Try to do this about once a month with something in my board. So a couple months ago I did a inspiration page for what I want to crochet this fall, and I even made a video about it, so if you want to see that video, I will have it linked. And I just really enjoy having everything out. It gives me inspiration, it helps me see what I actually want to do, instead of getting overwhelmed when I go on Pinterest and I'm like, oh that, ooh shiny. So those are just some ideas, and just have fun with it. You don't have to make everything super complicated. I know I did a pretty complicated cover page this month, but you can always go onto the Pinterest board that I've created for my crochet journal and pick something else out. You don't have to do what I do. I'm just giving you ideas, basically, and it's just fun. So I will come back when I have all of these pasted in here, and I will show you the It is all finished. I really love how it turned out. I think it's super cute, and I will be doing this in the future. I might make my next crochet my Pinterest board video like this, so I'll take what I've crocheted from that video and put it in here. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. As a recap, here's what we've done. We did our beautiful cover page for October, and then I will go back through and make the goals and plans page and put it in here. And then we did our Pinterest board page. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video, which is coming very soon, I promise. I'll see y'all later. Bye!